Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to my YouTube channel, As of Senior International TV. That is HOUSCOFCEOINT. I'm Christopher Health and TV on YouTube. If you're watching me on TikTok, thank you so much. Kindly follow me, share this video, comment and like, and tell me what you think about what I'm about to say. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, reason why it will take Africans 200 years to develop, or reason why it will take Africa another 200 years to compete with the Western world. You understand? People will think, Africans, it's time for them to develop and stop. Africa can never develop this time. If Africa is going to develop, like compete with the Western world, maybe you and I would have gone then. We'll be no more on this earth again because another 200 years, I'm not sure that me and you will be here. Okay, you watching this video, I'm not sure me and you will be in this world again. Would have long gone, you understand? So what I'm saying is in the next 100 years, you take Africa to develop. Reason is the first one is political instability and bad leadership. Let me tell you something. The Western world will not allow Africans to have good leaders because they know what they are doing. Because they colonize Africans, some other Asia country, you understand? So they want them to remain under, to remain as slaves, you understand? So we are in the post-colonial era. So this Western world, they control us, they rule us, they control our resources. So they will never allow good leadership in Africa, especially in Nigeria, where I came from, to exist because they want people who will do their bidding, you understand? So political instability and bad leadership can never let Africa develop. It take another 200 years for Africans to find a truth and compete with the Western world. That is one of the purpose that Africans can never develop now till after 200 years. Second one is very simple. Without wasting much time, insecurity. Let me tell you, insecurity is people's business. People this terrorism, crisis and stuff like that. It's people's business. They supply people with gun, you understand, to kidnap, steal and stuff like that. I don't have any evidence. Don't get me, I'm just saying, you understand. So insecurity is one of the major factors Africa can never develop. I'm not saying there's no insecurity in other world, but it is more control. But in part of Western world, Africans and Nigeria in particular, insecurity has played a major role in underdevelopment of African countries, most especially Nigeria. So if insecurity is not dealt with, definitely to take Africans another 200 years for them to compete with the Western world. That is the honest truth. There's no I can say this thing because insecurity will lead to underdevelopment. Whether we like it or not, it is happening everywhere. As well, we have different kind of terrorist groups now in the world. You know one of them. I don't want to mention them. The next one is ethnicity and religion. Let's come back to my country, Nigeria. We have different diverse groups. We have different ethnic, we have different religions. So people tend to want their own group to be president or to be in the aim of affairs to be in power. You understand? So these people they will not tend to look at democracy on the other hand. So they tend to play religion and ethnicity. You understand? They try to play the tribal card. So these people they use tribe to divide Africans. So for them, so they cannot unite. So the Africans start to unite as one and put tribe and ethnicity aside. Definitely, they are on their way to development. You understand? It's a gradual process. So it all starts from killing tribalism and ethnicity and religion. You understand? I believe that Africans are one, so we should just unite as one. You understand? That is what the late Gaddafi yes, was trying to do. Was trying to create a united Africa together. But I don't know. You know what happened? You know the rest. The rest is history for now. So what I'm about to say again, religion, tribalism, and ethnicity can never make Africans develop till after 200 years. That is the honest truth. I'm not saying too much again. The next one is higher import than export. You can imagine most of the goods we consume in Africa, mostly like Nigeria, we import them into our country. So the higher the import, the lower the export. So it will lead to underdevelopment. That is your next rule. So the day Africa will start developing is after they will start exporting their own goods by themselves. Let's take crude oil for instance now. Africans or Nigeria have the most largest crude oil export. But guess what? We take our natural resources to other countries, refine them and sell them back to us. Definitely, we're not going anywhere. So that is we are buying what we have naturally. So that is it will take Africans 200 years for them to develop. So there's no way I can say this because see ethnicity, religion, security, insecurity, and um, consumption of goods. You understand? We or foreign goods per se, yes, will not make Africans develop because we tend to depend on these people too much. That is why it will take another 200 years for Africans to actually develop. That is the honest truth. The next one is loan bad debt. Like let me tell you something, we collect loan too much. It's not because we collect this loan to develop our country. We collect this loan for consumption, for personal consumption, for them to like to finance our government offices, our parastatals and other part of the African agencies in particular in Nigeria. You understand? So we collect loans to tend to finance our government to make our economic work, but it doesn't work that way. So if a country keeps collecting loan from other countries, from other developed countries, definitely it will take them years for them to develop. That is the honest truth. So the time we start making use of what we have. I get it. Try to create wealth with our own resources or from our own people. Definitely, we'll stop borrowing. But as long as we keep collecting loan from other countries, from other Western world, definitely we're not going anywhere. We are still in the same position or the same place. You understand? So the moment we start collecting loan, definitely it will take Africans 200 years to develop. That's why I see the Western world, they're always ahead of us in development, in politics, in businesses, in entertainment. Thank God for Nigerian music industry that are just getting global recognition, but still they're still better than us. That is your next. There's no way we can say this because most of this technology they are made in Japan. Let's take China for instance. China is fast competing to become a world power. If you check them very well, so you see if US and UK are not if you don't see that very well, maybe China will take over from them. Did you get it? So the one thing we stop collecting loans from people. Definitely, Africa is on the way to development, but it take 200 years. By now, me and you will not go there again. Okay, sorry, I'm speaking pidgin. It's part of it. Now, lack of true democracy. Let me tell you the truth that we don't practice democracy in Africa. We call it democracy. That is why you see most military that are taking over power from some African. Let's talk about is it which country? Is it Gabon, Mali, and other countries that even Niger Republic in our backyard, the military has taken over because of what poor leadership. So people don't really practice true democracy like the Western one. We just practice democracy on the paper, but in real life, when it comes to practical aspects, we don't use democracy. So what we say that until I just start practicing true democracy and remove sentiment, godfatherism, and so definitely Africans will develop. It is after 200 years. It cannot be possible. Now I know people are fighting for good cause now. But there are some group of people that have made up their mind that this country is not going to get better. That is the honest truth. People that have said that this country is not going to get better. So the truth is that it takes 200 years for this thing. So it's a gradual process. We are getting there. We are getting there. So until we rise up as Africa as one continent, definitely we are not going anywhere. Okay, that is the honest truth. There's no way I can say it again. The other one is corruption. Hey, Kwekafa. See this corruption of a thing. It's common everywhere. It's common. It's something that has eaten deep into the system. Even your next door neighbor is corrupt. So it's not only the government who are corrupt. Even you, me, everybody are corrupt in one way or the other. You understand those things we do? We collect bribe, we do things, we do a lot of, we maneuver people, we try to aspire people. We can't even stay in the queue in the bank. We try to give bribe to the cashier, anybody just to get our money. You understand? So these things will never lead to development. So corruption has eaten so deep. So if you take God Almighty for Nigeria to revive, like to clean Africa entirely of corruption. I'm not saying corruption is not in the other world, but our own is just too much. We are selfish people. We are just selfish. Just think about ourselves. So we're not there to just survive, just to embezzle, gather weight for our children unborn. Definitely Africa will not develop by that way. Okay. Propaganda. Hey, see this number 8, this propaganda. See those people in the office, they tend to use propaganda to just sell false narrative to people. So that the citizen will not checkmate them or they will not hold them accountable. And definitely they tend to use the mainstream media to propagate propaganda. The propaganda is something that you see happens in the international, it's not even only Africa. People use propaganda for their own selfish reason or to sell a particular narrative to the consumer, to the public. You understand? So what I'm saying necessarily is this. Propaganda is something that needs to be dealt with, especially the mainstream media. That is why we have independent journalism. Now people tend to make before when you come back 1995, 1990s, that's what we call people who really practice journalism. But now in Africa, people have compromised, people are very compromised, they're taking bribe, people are just doing whatever. Some people are even working for politicians. You understand? So until Africans get rid of all this propaganda, all this corruption, taking loan, exporting more goods than even importing, Africa can never develop. It takes years. That's why the Western world can never see. Okay, let's imagine the British family. Like, they'll be ruling from over more than 200 years or more than. Just the same royal family. So most of these African countries, they own at least 50% of their natural resources in Africa and part of Asia that they colonized. Let's say India, Nigeria, and some other African countries that they colonized, even the French countries too. So it will take Africans 200 years for them to meet up to these people. So let me tell you something. Until you and I start doing the right thing, it all starts from me, it all starts from me. Understand? We can't say the government. Government is me, government is you, government is everybody. You understand? Until we change our mentality, our mindset, definitely we're not going anywhere. For this country we are going to develop, it take 200, maybe to your great grandchildren. So I'm not sure maybe we will be alive to see Africans develop. It will take a very long time. But the truth is that we are getting there. We already started the journey already. We are taking one step at a time. We are getting there, but we'll definitely get there. Thank you so much. Tell me what you think. If you have any more, you can add, comment, share, like this video. Thank you so much. I love you. God bless you. See you in my next video. Don't forget